Whether you're a doctor who's in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s, at some point you're going to retire from dentistry and you're going to start to plan your way out of the business by eventually selling the practice. One of the key things to have in mind or keep in mind when you're selling the practice is to ensure that the lease agreement has plenty of term and options to renew left to sell the practice with. This provides the buying doctor with a tremendous amount more value as they come in and try to finance the purchase price, as well as take over a more predictable obligation than they would if they had to renegotiate the lease agreement at that point. The second real important key component of preparing a dental practice and a lease agreement for an eventual transition is what we call the assignment provision. The assignment clause dictates or governs the transferability of the lease agreement at the time of the practice sale. When one is selling a practice, at least in general dentistry, there's three components that are being sold. One is the equipment, the second one is the goodwill, and the third component of a dental practice sale is the facility or the lease agreement. And so it's imperative that the lease agreement be set up in a way where it's transferable from the selling dentist to the buying dentist during the process of renewing the lease agreement or selling the practice. Unfortunately, lots of assignment language and transfer language as it's located in dental office leases presented by landlords is problematic. So for example, over 75% of dental office leases that are signed in the country today have provisions in them that enable a landlord to, at the request by the doctor to transfer the lease, landlord now has the ability to terminate that lease agreement within 30 days notice on the mere request to assign and transfer at the time of sale. One of the things that we want to make sure as we build lease agreements and quite frankly take them apart and rebuild them for doctors across the country is that the exit provisions and the termination rights and the transferability of dental office leases is set up correctly. Now one last point on this, transferability is not just for doctors in their 50s and 60s and 70s to think about. We've met and worked with many doctors across the country in their 30s and 40s who decide to sell early. Something happens to their health and they are forced to exit early. Anyway, the point is lease agreements need to be set up for transition and exit for the doctor at any point throughout their career. It's critical. Don't wait until a week, a month, or 6 months prior to transitioning out of the practice to ensure that the lease agreement is set up effectively for transition. Hope you enjoyed that tip, and we can provide you with a tremendous amount more information on our website, www.cirrusconsultinggroup.com. Give us a call if you've got any questions, or you can visit Henry Schein's website, henryschein.com. Look for business solutions, and there'll be a tremendous amount of resources available to you. Thank you.